The moon has reached its first quarter, a moment of cosmic tension, a celestial checkpoint that holds the power to reshape your path. February 2025 is not just another phase in the lunar cycle, it's a trigger, a catalyst for something much greater. You may have felt it already, an invisible pull, a quiet urgency stirring within. The first quarter moon is not passive. It does not wait. It demands movement, decision, and transformation. What you choose now will set the tone for the rest of your journey. This is the breaking point between hesitation and action, between uncertainty and clarity. The universe is speaking, pushing you towards something new. But are you ready? Because this moon is about to initiate a spiritual reset unlike anything you've experienced before. The first quarter moon is not just a phase. It is a cosmic turning point, a celestial force that demands movement. Unlike the stillness of the new moon or the culmination of the full moon, this moment is a crossroads. The moon, now half-lit, stands between shadow and illumination, a perfect mirror of your own inner state. It is the tension between what was and what could be. Ancient mystics saw the first quarter moon as a celestial warrior, a force that cuts through stagnation and propels the soul forward. It represents the battle between old patterns and new possibilities. Think of it as a cosmic doorway, one foot still in hesitation, the other stepping into the unknown. The universe is asking, will you move or will you stay where you are? Energetically, this lunar phase amplifies inner resistance. You may feel an urge to push forward, yet encounter obstacles, doubt, fear, hesitation. But this is not a sign to retreat. It is the universe testing your will, making sure you are ready for what comes next. And why now? Because February 2025 carries a unique energetic charge. Planetary alignments surrounding this phase intensify its effect, making this one of the most potent moments for spiritual reset. If there was ever a time to break free from old cycles and claim your destiny, this is it. You've been moving through life, carrying dreams, doubts, and the weight of unspoken thoughts. Every day feels like a series of choices, some so small they slip by unnoticed, others heavy enough to linger in your mind long after they've been made. But beneath it all, there's something deeper, something stirring. The first quarter moon has arrived, and with it comes an undeniable shift. This phase doesn't ask for permission. It presses against the parts of you that have been standing still for too long. The patterns you've repeated, the cycles you've been trapped in, they don't fit anymore, do they? It's as if the universe is holding up a mirror, showing you exactly where you've been resisting change. And resistance is exhausting. Think about the last time you hesitated when you knew you should have acted. Maybe it was a conversation you avoided, a decision you postponed, an opportunity you let slip away. At the time, it felt safer to wait, to tell yourself that tomorrow would be a better day to start. But has waiting ever truly brought clarity, or has it only created more uncertainty? The first quarter moon illuminates this struggle, not to punish, but to push. It is the universe's way of saying, you are ready, even if you don't feel like it, even if fear still lingers at the edges of your mind. The path ahead is already opening. The only question left is, will you take the step? Imagine standing at the shore, waves rushing toward your feet. The water is cold, unfamiliar, maybe even a little intimidating. You could turn away, stay where it's comfortable, keep your feet dry. But deep down, you know that if you take one step in, you'll adjust. 2 steps, and your body will start to welcome the change. 3 steps, and suddenly You're no longer resisting. You're flowing. This is the energy of the first quarter moon. The initial moment of change is always the hardest. The mind clings to the familiar, convincing you that comfort is safer than growth. But is it? Or is staying still the very thing keeping you from the life you were meant to live? Look at your life as it is right now. The relationships you nurture, the dreams you carry, the routines that shape your days. What have you been holding on to out of habit rather than desire? What decisions have you been postponing out of fear rather than intuition? This is not a time for waiting. The moon doesn't hesitate in its cycle. It moves forward, phase by phase, never questioning its purpose. And neither should you. The energy of this moment is calling for action. Not reckless, impulsive action, but intentional steps toward the life you've been envisioning. It's time to let go of the excuses, the overthinking, the endless loop of what-ifs. The universe has already aligned the energy for change. Now it's up to you to meet it. Breathe in this moment. Feel the shift happening, not just in the sky, but within you. The first quarter moon is not here to pass by unnoticed. It is here to ignite something within you. The time for waiting is over. The time to move is now. Life is always moving, shifting, evolving. Even when you feel stuck, the world around you continues its rhythm. The tides don't pause. The seasons don't hesitate. The moon doesn't wait for permission to grow. And right now, as the first quarter moon rises, the energy is asking you to do the same. This phase is not passive. It carries a force that demands movement, action, and a willingness to push through resistance. Think of it like a river carving through stone, not by force, but by persistence. It doesn't rush. It doesn't question. It simply moves, knowing that over time, even the hardest barriers must give way. You are standing at a threshold. The version of you that clings to the past, that hesitates out of fear, is staring at the version of you that is ready to rise. The space between them is thin, but crossing it requires one thing: a decision. Not a grand, overwhelming change all at once, but a simple choice to step forward, even just an inch, even just today. But how? How do you move when doubt whispers louder than certainty? How do you take a step when fear grips your mind, weaving stories of failure before you've even begun? The answer isn't found in waiting for fear to disappear. It's in learning to walk with it. Think about fire. It can destroy, yes, but it can also illuminate, warm, and transform. Fear is the same. Left unchecked, it consumes, but harnessed correctly, it becomes fuel. The first quarter moon is the match, striking against the edge of your hesitation. Will you let the flame burn away the old limits, or will you douse it before it even begins? Start small. The universe doesn't ask you to leap before you're ready. It simply asks you to move. If you've been hesitating on a decision, take one step today, even if it's just writing down your next move. If you've been carrying emotional weight, release a single thought, a single burden, even if it's just admitting to yourself that you're ready to let go. Momentum begins the moment you stop waiting for the perfect time. Because the truth is, there is no perfect time. There is only now. Every journey begins with a single step, yet so many hesitate at the starting line, trapped in the illusion that they need absolute certainty before they move. But the first quarter moon doesn't bring certainty. It brings momentum. It stirs something within you, nudging you toward the path you already know is meant for you. Think about the way a seed pushes through the soil. It doesn't break the surface because it knows exactly what it will become. It moves simply because it must, because staying buried is no longer an option. You are that seed. The question is, will you let yourself grow? Growth isn't always comfortable. The process of expansion requires you to stretch beyond what is familiar. It means shedding old identities, breaking cycles, and stepping into uncertainty with nothing but faith that the next step will reveal itself. The first quarter moon carries this energy, the discomfort of transition, but also the power of transformation. The reason so many people feel stuck is not because they lack the ability to change. It's because they fear the unknown more than they fear staying the same. But what if the unknown isn't something to fear? What if, instead of a void, it is a doorway? Imagine standing at the edge of a forest. You can see the path before you, but only the first few steps are visible. The rest is shrouded in shadow, concealed by the thick canopy of trees. You could turn back, telling yourself that if the whole path isn't clear, it must not be safe. Or you could take the first step, knowing that with each movement forward, more of the path will reveal itself. This is how transformation works. The universe doesn't provide a map with every detail laid out. It offers signs, nudges, and moments of clarity, but only to those who are willing to move. The first quarter moon is one of those signs, and right now, it is calling you to step into the unknown, to trust that the path will appear as you walk it. But what does this look like in your daily life? It's easy to talk about growth and change, but real transformation happens in the small, consistent choices you make every single day. It's not about waiting for a massive revelation. It's about choosing, moment by moment, to align yourself with the life you truly want. Ask yourself, what have you been postponing? What dreams have you set aside because you've convinced yourself that now isn't the right time? What excuses have you been repeating so often that they've started to feel like truths? Because that's what excuses do. They masquerade as logic, as practicality, as reason. They keep you bound to the familiar, convincing you that staying still is the safest choice. But deep down, you know the truth. You know that comfort is not the same as fulfillment. You know that the life you desire will not come from waiting, but from moving. This is where action meets faith. Not blind faith in something external, but faith in yourself. Faith that you are capable. Faith that even if you stumble, you will rise. Faith that even if the path ahead is unclear, you are meant to walk it. So start. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now start by making one decision that aligns with your highest self. Start by releasing one belief that no longer serves you. Start by choosing growth over comfort, even in the smallest way. Because once you move, once you take that first step, you'll realize something powerful. You are never stuck. You are simply waiting for permission to move. And that permission, it was always yours to give. There comes a moment in every journey when hesitation must end, when the weight of indecision is no longer an option. That moment is now. The first quarter moon is not just another phase. It is a cosmic threshold, an energetic force demanding that you move. Think about fire, how it transforms everything it touches. A single spark can ignite an entire landscape, turning what once was into something entirely new. This is the moment the universe has placed before you. The question is no longer whether you are ready. Readiness is an illusion, a trick of the mind that keeps you tethered to the past. The real question is, will you rise? This lunar phase carries an unstoppable force. It does not ask politely. It does not wait for comfort. It demands action, courage, and a willingness to embrace change. And you can feel it, can't you? That undeniable energy pressing against you, pulling you forward. It's not just in the sky, it's within you. Everything you have been waiting for begins the moment you decide to move. The dream you've held inside, the life you've imagined, the person you are meant to become, it all starts with a single decision: to step forward. The path will not be given to you in full. It will reveal itself as you walk. But you must take that first step. Let go of the fear that has kept you bound. Release the doubt that whispers lies in your ear. Burn away the hesitation that convinces you to wait for a sign, when the sign has been in front of you all along. The first quarter moon is not here to test your patience. It is here to awaken your power. So here is your challenge. Do one thing today that your future self will thank you for. Just one. It doesn't have to be grand, but it must be intentional. Make the call, write the plan, take the step. Because the truth is, transformation does not come from waiting. It comes from movement. The universe has spoken. The energy has aligned. The time is now. Will you take the step? The shift you've been waiting for has arrived. It's not a distant promise, not something far off in the future. This moment, the energy of the first quarter moon, holds within it everything you need for a profound transformation. And now, more than ever, it's time for you to rise and take the action that will set your life on a new trajectory. What would happen if you let go of the fear that has kept you paralyzed? What if, instead of waiting for permission, you simply took the step forward? The first quarter moon is a cosmic nudge, urging you to move past hesitation, to shed the old skin that no longer serves you, and to embrace the person you are meant to become. This is the catalyst you've been waiting for, the force that will push you beyond the boundaries of your comfort zone, into a realm where growth is inevitable. It's easy to believe that transformation happens in an instant, that everything will suddenly fall into place, that the path will be crystal clear. But true transformation, real, lasting change, happens when you begin to take consistent, deliberate actions, even when the full picture isn't visible. The first quarter moon doesn't wait for the stars to align perfectly before it begins its journey. It simply moves forward, one phase at a time, trusting that each step will lead to the next. This is the energy you are being invited to embody. It's not about waiting for the perfect time, the perfect clarity, or the perfect moment of inspiration. It's about moving forward with trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in the fact that each step you take is a step toward your highest self. The universe doesn't wait for you to be perfect. It simply asks that you move with intention, that you trust the journey, and that you show up, even when the way isn't entirely clear. You have everything you need inside of you. You have the wisdom, the strength, and the courage to take that step forward. The first quarter moon is not here to tell you that you'll never face challenges. It's here to remind you that those challenges are part of the process. Every step you take toward your dream, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time you push through fear, every time you choose to act instead of wait, you are transforming. The key here is movement. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You might not see the entire path right now, but that's the point. The first quarter moon urges you to take the first step, even when the rest of the path is shrouded in shadow. You won't know what lies ahead until you move, and moving is the only way you'll ever find out. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? What is keeping you tethered to the past? Is it fear of failure? Fear of judgment? Fear of making the wrong choice? The truth is, there is no wrong choice. There is only the choice to act. When you act, you learn, you grow, you adapt, But when you stay still, you stagnate. You remain bound by the very fear you are trying to avoid. This is your moment to break free. The energy of the first quarter moon is a force that will carry you forward, but it's up to you to take the first step. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait for the stars to align or for the universe to hand you a roadmap. The road ahead is yours to create, and it begins the moment you decide to move. Imagine looking back at this moment months from now. Picture the person you've become, standing tall, proud of the decisions you've made, the steps you've taken, and the life you've created. But that person doesn't exist yet. They are waiting for you to step forward, to make the choice to embrace change, to act on your deepest desires, to trust that every step, even when it's uncertain, is leading you towards something extraordinary. The universe has given you this moment, the catalyst for transformation. The question is, what will you do with it? Will you sit in indecision, waiting for a sign? Or will you rise, step into the unknown, and trust that the way will reveal itself as you move? Here's the truth. You are stronger than your fear. You are wiser than you know. And the only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the willingness to move. To trust that each action, no matter how small, is part of a larger journey. The first quarter moon is not here to wait for you. It's here to ignite the fire of transformation within you. It's calling you to step up, to rise above your doubts, to trust that the universe has your back, and to take the steps that will lead you to your highest self. So here's your challenge, plain and simple. Take one action today that will move you toward your dreams. Whether it's making that phone call, writing down your goals, or taking that first step into the unknown, do it. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. The perfect moment is the one you create when you choose to act. And when you look back at this moment, remember this. You were always capable. You were always ready. The only thing you needed was the courage to step forward. And that courage has been inside of you all along. The first quarter moon is not a passive event. It is a powerful invitation for change. Right now, the cosmic energy is urging you to take that first step, to release the doubts that have been holding you back, and to trust that transformation is not a distant dream, but a very real possibility, waiting for you to embrace it. Every phase of the moon, every cosmic event is an opportunity. The energy around you is constantly shifting, aligning, and inviting you to move forward, to grow, and to step into your true potential. But none of that will happen if you continue waiting for the right time. The right time is now. The path ahead is ready for you to walk, but only if you take that first step. This is your moment. The universe is speaking, and it's calling you to rise, to move, to transform. It's time to act. The first quarter moon is not here to push you into something you aren't ready for. It's here to help you shed the old, to make space for the new, and to ignite the change that has been waiting inside you. So, I want to hear from you. What is the first step you are going to take? How will you move today toward the life you desire? Let me know in the comments below, and let's start this journey together. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to this channel and share this message with someone who needs it. The world is waiting for the energy of people who are ready to rise, and you are one of them. Stay tuned, because in the coming days, we'll explore how to harness this powerful energy for even deeper spiritual insights, and how you can tap into the rhythm of the moon to align with your higher purpose. You won't want to miss it.